Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Philco here, making another video. There's kind of a part 2 to the video I made that went pretty big. It has over 200,000 views in 6 months. It's called Mixed Children Hate Being Called Black, something like that. And something very interesting has happened with this video. This video has gotten a lot of views, like I said, but it has about a 90% female viewer percentage. Like 90% of the views on that video is female. I don't know if you guys know much about having a YouTube channel, but you're able to look into the details and see who's watching your video. And 90% of the people who watch that video are female. And so I decided to read the comments, and of course, because they're females, every other comment is, this guy's ignorant, this guy's ignorant, this guy's ignorant, this guy's ignorant. And I read it so much, I decided to, I learned something from Don Lemon. He said something like, wolves howl at the moon, the moon doesn't howl back. And I like that. But since it's such a popular video, I figured that I would respond to it. And so you know what, I'm going to. What offended a lot of the black women on that video was when I said, the main thing that, if there was one feature in a person that could prove their blackness, is the texture of the hair. You know, the coarse hair. Black people are the only people on the planet to get that hair in their head. The only people on the planet. No one else gets it. You understand? Some people threw in stupid bullshit comments about Jew fros. They're humongously different. I don't know how many white friends you have, but I fucking live generally in a white country. So if you think a Jew fro is the same as an afro, you're stupid. They're humongously different. You know, the difference is when you pick a Jew's hair and then pick a black person's hair, who just has natural hair and didn't fucking do the conditioning bullshit, you can hear the difference. You can hear it. Oh boy, you can hear it. And ours is so strong, it barely blows with the wind, depending on the length. Theirs will blow with the wind regardless of the length, if it's puffed. It's a humongous difference. If you don't know the difference between a Jew fro and an afro, you're an idiot. That's one. That's just a blatant fact. Now let's get on to why I said, the reason why the afro, I feel that's the symbol, or the coarse hair, not the afro. The coarse hair is a symbol of a black person here in America. The reason, the evidence I have behind this is the slave trade. The slave trade. I'm learning a lot about the differences between West and East Africans. I started getting into it ever since I got that very interesting email from an African person who doesn't like Africans from other parts of Africa. And I'm learning differences between West and East Africans. And this brings me to something. I have some Egyptian friends from where I used to live. They're Egyptian, they're from Egypt, whatever. And so I guess you consider them black. But if you ask them if they're black, do you know what they would say? We're not black. We're more of a mixed black, Arabic kind of thing, but we're not black. And if you say to one of the girls, hey, you're Egyptian, doesn't that make you black? She would say no. And what evidence would she give to show that she's not black? What a lot of them would do. This is my real hair. Examples.
You know, like, the only reason why people believe me when they say I'm Hispanic is when they see my hair. Because my hair is long. Naturally, I have long hair. It's straight. It's not curly. It's straight.
Even though I'm dark skinned, like, I'm not black. I'm Dominican and Cape Verdean, and black people get on my damn nerves. I'm not even joking, because you know what, they're mad ignorant. Like, that's very true. They are very ignorant people. Like, they do not care about nothing but themselves. They're selfish, they're ignorant, and I'll never date a black boy. I'll never have a black girlfriend because they got that bad hair. Both of them are more half Portuguese and half African.
So you're not black?
Nope, not black.
So when people call you black, do you get upset?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm not black. I'm not.
But you're African.
I'm not African American. It's like we got Portuguese blood, you know? I'm just not black.
You see? These are just examples. A lot of women who even may be African by root, who have naturally, it doesn't have to be straight, but just hair that's not naturally coarse, will be quick to show that as evidence that they're not black. And there's tons of more evidence of this. If you want me to show it to you, I'll show it. There's way more evidence of this. And I go out myself and find it. They are quick to claim they're not black. So when I say the evidence in black people, I feel, here in America, is the coarse hair, what I meant is the descendants of slaves who were brought here. The West Africans were known to have that very coarse hair, where we came from, our ancestors as slaves. They were known to have that coarse hair. There weren't many Africans with straight hair like Native Americans. Nah. There weren't really the Africans who were taken here. If you look at depictions during slavery, you see Africans with, the short curly hair. Fuck curly. Coarse. Curly is Jufro. Coarse is Afro. Humongous difference. With the coarse hair and all this stuff. Here in America, that's what you mostly see, and that's how they mostly came. When you look at movies, you look at people who are descendants of slaves, 99% of the time they fucking have coarse hair. Now, of course, there are parts of Africa where people have straighter hair, but a lot of them, like I just showed you, don't consider themselves black. And the women generally use their hair as evidence. And here's some more evidence behind why I believe that. You can go on the internet and you can search for straightening my natural hair. There's usually black women, they're all into this shit. Straightening my natural hair. And a lot of them have to just, at the beginning of the video, just say, I'm 100% black, I'm really black. Look at my hair before I straighten it. Look at it. It's coarse, it's black, I'm black. That's them. That's the black woman saying she's black. Now, you know why that black woman doesn't mind, the women who make those videos doesn't mind saying they're black and showing their nappy hair? Because she's about to straighten it. And she knows how to do it. So she doesn't care that she's black and her hair is nappy. It doesn't matter to her anymore. She's about to straighten it. Now, she goes through the process of straightening it, and on a video, it'll even say, I'm 100% black, trust me, my hair is just coarse and disgusting. That's how they see it. And then she straightened it, and she's all better. But she's still black. And she doesn't mind it, because she's able to straighten that hair anytime. You understand? So it doesn't bother her. But in order for her to show that what she's doing is really something special, she has to let everyone know that she's really black by showing her nappy hair, because if her hair was just naturally like that, the video wouldn't be special. So she has to go from something bad to something good. So basically she's saying, the black hair is bad, get tired of it, straighten it like I do, you look pretty. This is the video she made. And how she proves she's black one more time? By showing her natural nappy hair, then straighten it to becoming pretty and beautiful. This is what they do. You can find it on YouTube. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. And let's also look into something else. Africa's big, has many different people, whatever. But all natives of Africa are colored people. All natives. I'm not talking about albinos. All natives of Africa are colored. I don't care what anybody says. They're all colored. I met a blonde woman who swore to God her ancestors were from South Africa. I just wanted to kick her in the nuts. Oh, well, not the nuts, the ovaries. But I didn't do it. But, I just kind of, I got angry. I'll never forget. It was like 6 years ago. But I just kind of ignored her, whatever. They're all colored. Now, some, even from Africa, as I just showed you, don't consider themselves black because they have different features. So let's go beyond the hair. Because the hair, I'm telling you, will always be the #1 evidence of someone's blackness. Especially here in America. Because when we usually say black, we mean the descendants of slaves who came here. Or at least the descendants of those type of Africans. And those type of Africans usually had the coarse hair. That's why a lot of times they use the hair as evidence. But go back to what I was saying before. Shit, I forgot my point. Damn, I got lost. Crap. Whatever. But anyway, back to this. So I don't mean to offend people when I talk about hair and stuff. Like, why do you find it so offensive? And this is how I know black women are all over that video. And this is how I know a lot of black women don't like being black, because they honestly feel being black is something bad. Maybe it's because of the hair. Maybe it's because they don't like something else about themselves. Maybe their noses. I don't know. I think it's just the hair. That's why it's a $1 billion business in America. A $1 billion business here in America. You understand? Because the vast majority of slave descendants have coarse hair in America, which is what's really seen as black. The rest, with the kind of wavy hair, could be seen as colored. Same like perfect example, The Rock. The Rock, he was part of the Nation of Domination, whatever the fuck it's called, a black wrestling nation. But why did so many people not consider him black? Besides the fact that he was light-skinned, it was also his hair. Everyone else in the Nation of Domination had that coarse, slave descendant hair. He didn't. So they're like, he may be black, but he's not fully black. He's definitely mixed. And what's interesting is another thing. This is fucking so strange. This is kind of Russia. Russia doesn't know better. Hopefully I'll put the link to the video here. But there's a video I put of me wrestling or grappling with some Russian guy who pissed me off. And the top comment on that video is, Philological, why is your skin so bright if you're black? That's what they ask me. Why is my skin so bright if I'm black? You know, and then people started arguing. They're always arguing. Every video is people fucking arguing. And they're arguing about it, but that happened to me a lot in Russia. They think I'm not black because I'm too bright skinned. But what I tell them is, I am black. You know, I'm just a black American, and it's more common for black Americans to be lighter skinned than Africans because of slavery years ago. So it's more common to see a light-skinned black person in America than it is to see a light-skinned black person in Africa. That's just not an actual fact. Now, not all Africans are dark-skinned. I know this. Listen to what I'm saying. It's more common to find light-skinned black people in America than there is to find in Africa. When you come to percentage of the black people, okay? Percentage of the black people. You're more likely to find in America than in Africa. And that's why they think that way. They're not stupid. They just think that way. And I explained to them, I am black. You know, I'm basically 100%. Just maybe one guy like 5 generations ago. So I'm 95% black, which makes me black. I'm not mixed. I'm just, you know, a little different. Just a little bit, okay? And so I guess that's really all I have to say for this. I mean, that's why I think this with the hair. Now, if people want more evidence of girls showing they're not black with their hair, as they're using their hair as evidence, I can show you. I gave the example of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. How did everyone know Ashley wasn't really black? It was her hair. Everything else about her was black. Give that girl an afro, it'll look natural. But how did we know that girl was not black? Tell me. How did we know Ashley from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is not black? And she doesn't claim black either. She's mixed. She's like Indian some shit. How do we know she's not black? Her hair. Alright? So how about we show more pride? How about we have being black, especially black as in descendants of the slaves from West Africa who came here? How about we look at this as something more good, something more positive, something that we're proud to have, and something that if other people don't have it, they're not part of us. We respect them, we love them, they're colored, whatever, but this is part of us. Well, not we, but our ancestors went through slavery. They survived it. And one of the genes they passed down to us is this hair. This nappy ass, coarse ass hair. Why can't we look at it as something proud? And how come more women don't come out as natural and be like, yeah, I'm black, look at my natural hair? How come we don't really hear that? Usually when we hear someone referring to their hair, it's like, I'm not black, look at my hair. Why don't we just start, I am black, look at this, like in the 70s and the 80s and the 60s, like late 60s, 70s, early 80s, where you just pick your hair out, show it's black, show you're proud, all these black hairstyles. You got the who had it? The mohawk. Fucking I'm not saying it's a black hairstyle, but you don't need gel to make your shit stand. That's the cool thing about it. You just do it yourself. You know, you just pick it. Cut the size and pick it. You don't need to make your hair stand. You're black. And so in America, basically all I'm saying, final conclusion is that black people in America, the majority of us are descendants of slaves. And those slaves from West Africa had very nappy, coarse hair. And that's why I feel in America, the way you prove your blackness is with your fucking natural hair. If your hair isn't naturally coarse or curly, or not curly, isn't natural coarse or nappy, whatever, when you pick it, it doesn't just stand up, it kind of falls, well then, that may be your argument for showing that you're not black. It's not me, it's them. Now, not all of them, but trust me, a lot. If you want me to show you more evidence of this, I will. Later.